Welcome back to the Titanium Hangar. This is Mike. I'm coming at you with the weekly news and review for October 1st. It's the first of the month, and we're going to get into Transformers news, Masterpiece Legends, and all that, but it's kind of going to get mixed up. Pretty much all of it's going to get mixed up this week because of New York Toy Show. There's a lot of stuff going on, 2023 Toy Show. There's one Motu news point to discuss. There's not really a whole lot, but a little bit. And of course, the toy show showing a lot of great stuff. Some of the stuff we've already seen before. Some of the stuff is new, but gonna show as much of it as I can. I can't show it all. I gotta admit, I cannot show it all. There's just too much going on at the New York Toy Show, but it's a massive event, and there's other events going on this week too. But we're gonna get a look at all of it, and there is some Star Wars stuff, and I gotta say, Star Wars is probably the worst showing of New York Toy Show of all of it. We'll get into talking about all this coming up. Starting off with what's new at Show Z, and by the way, you can put in TH in the Support Your Reviewer. That will give me a few extra points in my rewards to help buy more stuff to review on this channel. So anyway, this is the Metal Club Muscle Bear Voltron Beast King Go Lion. It's Voltron. Now, I'm going to tell you what I think it is. But what do you think? What's 15 inches? No, not that. No, not that. Okay, stop guessing. I'm going to tell you what I think it is. I think it is a KO or fourth party of the Blitzway. And yes, so you're talking about a $700 Blitzway that's getting reissued for $543. And this is the fourth party KO of it for $200. So this is almost a no-brainer. I have mine pre-ordered already. And I have to say that I've been itching to get a second Blitzway, and this is the best way to get a second Blitzway. Next up, we're going to kill two birds with one stone. YOLO Park AMK Pro Series G1 Optimus Prime pre-order, pre-assembled. It is $1 down for a pre-order on this, probably about $63, something along those lines is what I'm expecting price to be on this, but this is an updated picture, and they've pretty much nailed Optimus Prime, and this is awesome. So when we get into the YOLO Park section of the toy show, I have a few more things to say about it. And what's coming in stock right now, and I paid for mine, I can't wait for to get it in, the X-Transbots MX26A Bond and James Punch Counter Punch. This is the American version, so I do believe it's either 1 month or a month and a half away to get the Japanese version if you ordered both. One in each mode is the way I look at it, but go and get it right now, $98. So I'm going to start out with this, something I haven't really been following so much, but this is the Takara Diaclone Tactical Mover Series Garda Versalter, and we've seen this stuff before. This is the box of it. Here is the alt mode, or an alt mode, so there's, I guess, multiple alt modes to this thing, which is cool. I mean, this is interesting stuff that Takara is doing, and Takara does great work, especially with transforming. Now, that's probably a separate piece that's accompanied with this. Again, I said I don't know much about this, but I think it's cool, so I'm just showing the pictures, and that is definitely quite interesting. And obviously this thing is going to turn into a robot, so we're going to see that robot picture here, and here is the robot, and it looks cool. It's interesting. It's something different, and with that, I mean, some people that are just tired of buying the same thing over and over want to buy something like this. X-Transbots has been a busy beaver. They're working on some stuff, but this is their version of Long Haul, their take on Long Haul, and what do they call it? It's an MX46 Big Load, and it was looking really good, shaping up to be a very good G1S version, and pretty much the first person or first company to come out with a G1 Devastator in Masterpiece scale in the new updated scale, so looking pretty good so far. So X-Transbots is coming out with several of these kind of recolored and repurposed figures. This one is the MX40R Rocky, which is interesting. I don't know, when I looked at this, for whatever reason I was thinking Rodimus, but I guess that's maybe what they're going for with it. I don't know. Still, it looks cool. It's interesting. This one is called MX40D Death God, and that's another one that's interesting. So they're just repainting this mold over and over, and it's kind of something that they do, and it's cool to get options. There's also a green one, and I thought we got a green one already, but this is the Dante Inferno Broken Mirror version. Broken Mirror version. Like Shattered Glass, but Broken Mirror? Is that what they're saying? Anyway, cool. Green. Okay, so this is the SND08S Shattered Glass version of Optimus Prime. So this is one that's come out a while back. They made this, and then they're making more colors of the same figure for the most part. So you got this in the bot mode, you got this in the alt mode, and then they're also making a Magnus, and I'm going to show the bot. Don't really think we need to bother with the alt mode of that one, but just some more recolors of this. Should be coming soon. I don't really see it up for pre-order just yet, but when it does, if you're interested in this kind of thing, slightly alternative versions, and I don't think they're quite Masterpiece scale. I think they're like 7 inches, but still, they look pretty cool. Alright, in typical Takara style, we've got this reveal of the Rhinox, and from what I can see, it looks really good. It looks like the best Rhinox they've made so far to date, and that's what Masterpiece is supposed to be. It's what it's supposed to be all about. The Studio Series 1, as you know, was Takara making Studio Series designs, and this beats that, in my opinion. I have a KO oversized the Studio Series. I thought it was going to work. This is probably going to be pretty awesome, but I might wait for the KO on it because I'm not super into Beast Wars, really not that deep into it. And then there's some Studio Series stuff they're showing, and a lot of stuff's going to get mixed. There's so much to go through so fast that I can't separate it all out as easy as I used to. But this is the Studio Series version of Optimus Prime coming from Takara. And then this is, I forgot the name of this, whatever this is, this thing. And then there is a Silverbolt coming for the Transformers Legacy United. So all this stuff is Takara reveals, which we know is slightly different than the US versions that we're going to be getting, but still really cool, fun stuff. Alright, so we got this YOLO Park, and this is not the toy show pictures. This is something different. This is the AMK series Rise of the Beast Scourge color prototype. The last one we saw was in grayscale. This is 22 centimeters, which is, what's that, about 7 inches? So, something along those lines. 7, 8 inches. It's looks a whole lot better when it's got the actual paint apps on it and painted up. Looks really good. The grayscale one looked okay. I mean, you could tell what it was going to look like. This looks really good if you're into this kind of thing. They're also only selling 100 units, limited run of this gold Megatron. I would love to buy this. For the $60 price range, I would love to buy it. If they would let me have it, I'd be all over it. It looks really great. Shanghai Wonder Festival 2023. I want to say that I did watch a video by this young man, Prime vs. Prime, and he acts like this is the greatest figure that's ever been made. It impresses him to no extent. He's super excited about it. So I'm pretty excited about it too. So I'm going to feed off his excitement there that this is the best figure ever made. So it's pretty cool. The silver one, I don't think he's even going to get the gold one. Speaking of lucky draw stuff, this is a lucky draw, hard to get kind of item from New Age Toys. I don't know how they're lucky drawing it, but you got a clear blue version of their sludge, and I'll never get my hands on it, I guess. So I really wasn't, even if they put it up to order, I probably wouldn't have ordered it anyway. So I'm not really the target market for it anyway. So no sweat, but I really would have liked that gold Megatron. Staying in the Legends scale here, we do have this Magic Square MSG04 Truck Boy SD version, colored sample. It's like a super deformed, and you never see it transform. When I first saw this, maybe I missed it, but Magic Square's making a super deformed Optimus Prime, and that's what it looks like. When it says Chug Scale, I assume it's Chug Scale. It's a chibi style. We've seen it before, but I didn't know it transformed into this. So that's cool. That's cool it transforms. But super deformed kind of stuff, I'm not sure if I'm super into that, but there's a market for it, so they're going to make it. So I guess people are getting their hands on this Magic Square Tornado. It's their take on their Bruticus, and this is what it comes with in the box and the packaging showing up. Now, this is one of the things I'm waiting for, a metallic repaint of this down the road. And before I jump in on it, and of course the second run, maybe things get fixed, repaired, or whatever, but it does look like an amazing set. I'm really kind of jealous that I didn't get in on it on day one, but I think we'll get a metallic repaint down the road. Won't be much different either, probably. Gonna wrap up a little bit more of the mainline news before we get into the Toy Fair stuff. But I want to say this is news just in, that the Speedia 500 collection is showing up at Ross, and $8 for a Cosmos. Obviously, whoever took this picture bought that Cosmos. Nobody's going to pass on that Cosmos, but $8. Your chances of getting this are about 1 in a million. So, good luck. All right, so there's some other Malon stuff here. I really wasn't aware of this until now, but Earthspark Cyber Combiner, Cyber Sleeve Battle Blaster official images of this, and what we're just talking about the combiner here, and what does it do? These two dudes can do this, and there it is. So it looks like he's just got like a head extension with extra arms on it, so that is probably something interesting and different. So there's an upgrade kit for Armada, Optimus Prime. You get all this stuff to upgrade it, and I'm going to show a before and after, if that is a thing that you guys are interested in seeing. And there it is. These upgrade kits, the side-by-side, before and after, I like to see if it doesn't make it taller, does it make it bigger, is it even really worth all of the extra parts. Looks like he's got like a giant butt flap in the back that gets split up and goes behind the legs instead. And it looks like he's got some tallerness to him somehow, but still kind of the proportions on the torso look a little weird, but still, I think it does look better. Staying in line with upgrade kits, Non-F Productions is making this extra long neck for your Sludge, which it seems a little weird. Sludge's been out for a while, and they're now just now doing this with the Sludge, but kind of cool. There were some different pictures in when I first saw this, and I'm not seeing those pictures now, but we're going to look at this picture. This is kind of what it looks like on it. So it's got articulation to it, more articulation. It's longer and thinner, not short and stubby, so it's a little bit different if this is something that you want, but my son's just going to have to settle and be happy with what he's got, because I'm not spending money to upgrade his stuff. And mine haven't made it out of the box yet, so I'm not worried about the upgrade kit. Alright, so we got pictures of the upcoming Bludgeon, and it looks pretty cool. I think it's a cool looking figure. This is kind of, I guess, what we would expect for this figure to look like. And there's the alt mode, which I do believe that character didn't have an alt mode back in the day. So anyway, still kind of cool, interesting stuff to look at. Okay, so this one is a picture of 01 Studio, and I'm not sure what event this was. I don't believe this was New York Toy Fair. This is not New York Toy Fair. It's a different event, and was it the Shanghai show? But I captured this one picture to show that their Devastators moved along pretty fast. And that's something you learn about Zeta, which 01 Studios, Zeta, they're kind of connected somehow. They move fast. They make progress fast. And you can see the whole lineup there for that Devastator. You can see it's bigger than, I'm assuming that this Cybertron Transformer is about the same size as the Unicron they put out. So this being bigger than Unicron makes me feel good about the size and scale of this Devastator. It is a little bit, it's going a little bit away from the G1 look with all that line work, but I think people like that. Will be interesting to see this colored up and how it looks when they're done. Alright, so this is the 3.0 DLX versions of their Optimus Prime, and we're going to roll through these pretty quick, and I would have rather just had a picture of all of them at once. Here is their RC from the Bumblebee movie, and I like the colors on her. That keeping true to her having some really chunky legs there, though. And then what's not Starscream Blitzwing, and that was a point of contention in the past. Guess we all got over it now. And then we're getting into a movie Optimus Prime deluxe version. I think this is the bigger ones, like the 12-inch or something along those lines. I don't have any of these either, by the way. I don't have any of the deluxe scale ones of these, so I keep forgetting how big they are. This is a Megatron from the movies. And then a nice look at pretty much the case. Everything else is going on up there. I do want to say most of my pictures come from the Toy Art. I think Toy Art did the best job with a lot of these pictures. Now we're getting into some of the, I think these are the smaller ones that they make, the MDLX. Not deluxe, but MDLX. So these are smaller, lower price point. I think these are like $60 price point. And then we get into Yellow Park. So Yellow Park has some really cool stuff going on. And as you can see, there's the big $2,400 beast, or $3,200 depending on how you get it, what options you go with. Now these are mini. These are the AMK Mini is what I think what they call this. And so what we saw with the Megatron earlier is the standard AMK Pro. These are the Mini, and then there's something else that's just AMK that is for the movie series. So they have some upgrades. So these are like Legend scale. Then we got this right here, which is the $190 for this Shockwave. It's Bumblebee movie Shockwave, but this is the bigger one. Also, we got the Optimus Prime here for the Bumblebee movie for the Yellow Park, and that guy looks like he fits the part. Then we get into stuff. This is what I really like, this scale, and what they're doing with this, and this is the AMK Pro Series. So that looks really good. With the Megatron, we saw the Optimus earlier. This is the final product, I believe. And then this gets into the AMK non-Pro Series. Trying to keep it all straight. So many pictures, so much to see. And then we've seen this before, but it's closer up pictures, and we're just going to move through it real quick. These are the AMK series figures, so these are not the Pro. So they're not going to have die cast, and not going to have same level of paint as the Megatron and the Optimus Prime are that we've seen. So that way you can get more of them for good prices. A nice shot of everything that's going on with the event for Yellow Park's taking over the world, I swear. Here's the Roboson showing the trailer, I'm guessing the original figure, all the big stuff going on there. And one thing about this that really surprised me is the fact that this Optimus Prime, they made a smaller one, and then they gave the smaller one the original's price, and the original one went up in price. But what I don't get is, how come technology usually gets cheaper? How come they're not getting cheaper as they go? And how come they don't make one that fits in the Masterpiece scale? So, probably contractual. This is another one of Roboson Ventures. These do not transform, and they're just sort of animatronic kind of things. They just do the animatronics of it, not the transformation. But still kind of cool. This is the route they're going. A little bit cheaper than the fully transforming one. And this is a bot that they made up just to make up... I think this was their original proof of concept many, many years ago. But still, cool that they've got it on show. I don't know if they're selling it, but it looks great. What I think is the best thing they've done, the best work they've done is the Grimlock so far. And it looks good. It really kind of matches up with what you'd expect a Grimlock to look like. And the transformation works. I think it's the best one they've made. And that's where it stands. I don't know how they would top it, because the transformation of this is very simplistic. So once you get past Grimlock and some of these other ones, they're not as simplistic. Okay, so what Hasbro had to show, this is, from what I'm seeing, if this is all they showed, maybe they're not done setting up, there's more to come. There's not much being shown at the Toy Fair for Hasbro when it comes to Transformers, and Star Wars is even worse, but, and as you can see, this is not much. Maybe they're not done setting up, so I'm just going to give them that. No real need to even go deep into talking about it and looking at more pictures. This is what they put out. Maybe there's more to come down the road. Alright, so the rest of this is no particular order. Kind of moving from Transformers into everything else. And there's a lot of everything else. But I'm disappointed in Jada only showing up with this. So really, the toy show was not as big of a deal for the mainstream kind of companies like Jada, Hasbro, Mattel, all of them. But big deal for Yellow Park and some of the other ones. So they want to get their money's worth out of that license. There's only 3 figures here that I already have. So, I mean, I have a different version of Chun-Li. So moving on from that. Mega Man stuff looks cool. I personally was never into the Mega Man game that deep. And I never beat one of them myself. So I didn't really experience all these characters either. So it doesn't mean a whole lot to me. But I think they look really good. They really match what I would expect the characters to look like coming out of the game. So there it is. And we got this going on. Well, we're not done with Megatron and Starscream. Not quite 100% done. These statues kind of creep their way in. They are humanistic form. Then we get into some Todd McFarlane stuff here, and this is the 7-inch scale. Really cool. The whole lineup of what they have coming looks good. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. They got a whole lot. They also have this punchers. Now, I'm a little confused about what they're talking about. They say they're making page punchers. Page punchers are usually the real small figures, but these are bigger figures, just, I guess, punchers. Still, this is coming from the 7-inch scale. They all look cool. I don't know the details about each one, or backgrounds and all that. I just know they look cool. And then here's some Aquaman stuff, and just looks amazing. I mean, Todd McFarlane is blowing up this thing. Here we are with animated Batman stuff. Looks great, and I know that there's a huge following for animated Batman. I'm surprised it took them this long to get this far with it, but there he is. This is the wave from the movie. Is it the second movie? I believe the second or third movie, something along those lines. Anyway, Batman. Once it goes past 89 Batman, I just it all blends together to me. And I remember watching this movie. This feels like it matches it very well, and did a really good job with this. Then we get into some superpowers up top. I feel like superpowers just blew by me and left me in the dust. I wasn't there the minute it went for pre-order and missed out on a lot of the stuff. I don't know how to catch up at this point. Maybe Entertainment Earth when it comes to stock, and I hate pre-ordering through Entertainment Earth. I hate pre-ordering this stuff. I'm used to walking into Walmart, finding it in abundance for $10 each, but that's my problem, I guess. And then at the bottom there, some but Batman 66 stuff. Love that line. That line's been easy to get. I hope it stays that way. Here we go with more stuff. It looks like they're kind of delving into some 7-inch scale of the superpowers, and that looks really good with the Riddler and Flame. It looks really great. And then another Superman coming along. So all these characters, all these figures look fantastic. I'm really impressed with what he's done. In fact, he's starting to do better than what Mattel gave us. And that's scary because I don't want to buy more of these. I want to be done with it. I like to get collections finished and not re-collect them. But he's going to make me buy some of these, I'm sure. I'm sure he is because they look so good. The one downside is they are 7 inches versus 6 inch and all of that. Then we got this stuff here, and I don't even know where to start explaining what any of it is because I can't. I don't know. I think it all looks cool, though. I wouldn't be buying all of it. I'll be picking and choosing, buying a couple things here and there, but putting out another classic Batman. We get into Cell, and I have to say I am excited for a lot of things that Cell's doing, but when you look through these pictures, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't see any Power Lords, and that's one of the things that excites me the most. Sectars the most, then their Power Lords, then their Biker Mice, and then maybe if I get some stuff on clearance, I'll get on clearance. This is the stuff I'd buy on clearance. I'd buy it for about half price, half off. But for 50, 55 each, 50 each, I'm not in on these. I just don't have the tie to it, the personal connection. I had some as a kid too, and I have like 5 of them, but I'm not really that tied to it. But $50 each, at 25 or 30 each, I'd be in on them. Biker Mice, also really cool. They've done a really good job getting the bikes together and all that. And I'm looking forward to bike pricing. I guessed bike pricing, and somebody told me I was wrong. I have no idea what they're going to charge for these things. And I know that they periodically do sell. So when they come in stock on their site, I'll be loading up with an order of them for 15% off of one of their mini sales. And love the Sectars. Isn't a close-up of the Sectars. I think they look fantastic, and really excited. Definitely for Stellara. And then I don't know who this little dude is, because I don't know enough about the RoboForce, but it's something I haven't seen before, so I wanted to showcase it on its own picture, on its own, from the cell. Now let's get into NECA, and NECA's got some... Is this NECA, or is this... Yeah, this is NECA. Yeah, Gremlins. NECA's got Gremlins, and with that, they've got plush Mogwais, which I think we've seen all this before. Then, again, we're seeing these dinosaurs. Eventually, they're going to have to show us another character, right? And there's only like 6, maybe 10 characters total they can make. Or maybe they make more than that. Who knows? But this is kind of a cool idea, and no one's doing it, and they look great. Here's some of the monsters, Universal Monsters stuff. I'm not going to go into details on each individual one, just kind of showing what they were showcasing. I think it's a cool picture, cool shot, and I think this stuff looks pretty good. Here is the turtle van. Okay, I got to admit this. I'm going to be a little perturbed if when I get my van, they put it back up for order, because I did not like that they forced me to prepay for this 2.5 years ago. I was not happy with that, but anyhow, I kind of hope that when I get it, I've got something that's special and not something that NECA is just going to put back out. But they probably won't. It'll probably be one of those things where it is special, and it was worth spending $250 2 years ago. So let's move on. Cool stuff in here, though. Inside of their $300 sewer layer, there are some cool different versions of some of the turtles and different head sculpts that they're using. And I'm not going to go this deep into the turtles unless I find them at Target and there's like a deal I could get or something. I'm just kind of done with the turtles because I've got everything I want, really. And only the hardcore collectors are going to go as deep as they are right now. Like another version of Casey Jones in a suit. Space Donatello looks cool. And then here is the movie, some of the movie stuff going on right here, I believe, or maybe I don't even know what's going on. Let's just be honest, I don't know what's going on here. This is the movie stuff here, yeah. Anyway, I'm not a turtle guy. I'm not deep into turtles, and I'm probably pulling out. Yeah, I'm pulling out. And we get into another Voltron here. So this one is actually a collaboration between Sentinel Toys and 1000 Toys. And looks good. This is not the standard Voltron. It is a Defenders Voltron. And will definitely be better than what Playmates made. Definitely, hopefully, be better than what Playmates made. Playmates did a pretty good job with theirs. Just the electronic gimmick hurt it. And this probably won't have all that. Alright, getting into now, this for sure is Super 7, and we got the reaction figures, the Halloween kids, which that looks like a whole lot of fun, but for $20 a pop, not sure if I'm in on that. This is something else called the Weirdest, and it is kind of weird, but it is also kind of cool. So, you know, it's one of those things that someone tried making Garbage Pail Kids. I just feel like this fits in that little category. Maybe not. And then here we go with some more of their stuff with, I think it's their own line that's not really tied to something out there. But then we get into Princess Bride reaction figures. And again, this is reaction figures giving you something that no one else is ever going to make or has ever made that I know of. So $20 each is a crazy price for these figures. But if you want this representation, where else are you going to get it? And then keeping up with their Dungeons and Dragons, which I do not really even understand what they are. I still have to get them. I got to keep up with it just because. It's a just because thing. Even though I don't know what they are. They feel like they would fit with your LJN. But LJN had way more articulation and were better figures. And they're like 40 years old. Then we get into the Conan stuff. This is, I believe, the Wave 2 of Conan. Really good looking stuff here. And be a whole lot of fun to get these figures and go about it. An old man Conan with his throne. It's not really a throne, is it? We have some Toxic Crusaders that we're showing off, and these are expensive. They just charge out the wazoo. Now, the $65 price point on that Radiation Ranger is a glow in the dark, and there's always a $10 upcharge for that. Then, this is what got me confused, because this is Super 7's booth, but this Reaction Gremlins. So that's why I got confused earlier on that, and here they are. Super 7 Gremlins, Mogwai, and that might be perfect, $20 each. Then they got in some Transformers up there, and this $400 Transformers they got up there, it's crazy. And then we've got some more smaller ones over here, cheaper, that you can pull the chest off and see what's going on in there. Super 7 also showcased this whole display again, I'm guessing. And we are going to be getting the ship, the mothership, is that what they call this? And that looks really cool. And I don't know what the price will be. We don't have any information yet. We'll find out soon. Sometime in October, we'll find out how much they're wanting for this bad boy. And my money was on like 170, but people are telling me I'm way off. That it's probably 300. So we'll find out. All right, we've seen a lot of this. I'm gonna try to zip through it as fast as I can, but it's a new setup and new figures, and I think they might have moved to a new direction. Maybe they're the next level of production. But this wave should be coming pretty soon from Super 7 for their Ultimate line. And I think they all look great. I think they're all excellent additions to the collection. And then we have these. The reason these are important is because these are the exclusives that I paid for like a year ago. And I want my Jaga, my clear Jaga, and I want my glow-in-the-dark Chitara. And if she glows in the dark, but she wasn't charged extra. Well, technically, all of the Ultimates are charged extra. And then these are extra, $65 for the Vac Metalized Silverhawks. And I want to point out that I'm looking at these, and I think they look really good still. And I believe they're the same exact ones that they've been showing at all these different shows. It would be fun to find out, are these the same ones? And how well have they held up to several different shows of being shown off and battered and beaten? Because they still look pretty good. And then here's some more of the prototype stuff. We move to the next level, the Wily Kit. And then Shiner. And then we've got another Jaga, which this is supposed to be, these are supposed to be the retro versions or toy versions. And then we've got more of this stuff, Lunatax. I'm looking forward to Lunatax. I think that was definitely an awesome route to go, and to kind of give us one per wave is really smart, actually. And then we got some Joes. Now these are moving into the prototype range for a couple waves down the road, but really excited for all of them. Was kind of hoping for some paint samples like this, so we got some test shots that are pretty close to production on these two guys. Both of these look great, and both of these look better than Classified, so I'm going to stand with that. I don't know about their Baroness, though. I don't know if I like their Baroness more than Classified's Baroness, which is what sort of hangs me up a little bit on this line. A Cobra Mothership pre-order, launching fall 2023. And that Zartan looks really good, and as I have been looking through clips for G.I. Joe videos, and watching the cartoon more, I am feeling like their Zartan captures it perfect. So, jumping back over here, we got a Snarf, and I want to point out Snarf is the figure everyone says is overpriced, but also the figure that's going to sell out at the same exact time. Every single person complaining about it being overpriced has pre-ordered it, and it's selling out. So, one of those crazy conundrums. So I guess this leaves us with nothing but Star Wars. It's a Star War. Go have a Star War. And this is what they're showing us. It's not much. It's stuff we've already seen. And I guess that's the goal, to promote stuff that is in the works. And then we got the helmet and some of this other stuff. Someone at Ollie's had told me that there was a helmet that came in and it was $20. And it was in a big box. It sounded like the Black Series. She couldn't tell me which one, and they all sold out. Someone bought them all, but I'm wondering which one it was. That'd be interesting. But this is like a baby's toy section here. And then I have no idea what this is, so I just show it and move along. Nothing to see here. Move along. But yeah, let's talk a little bit more about Star Wars stuff that's not at the show. All right, before we get into the rest of the Star Wars, we got to talk about this a little bit. This is the XV Friends Skeletor versus V Friends Skilled Skeleton 2-pack. It's going to be on Mattel Creations on October 6th at noon Eastern for $45 if you're interested in this. I think it's our first look at the Filmation versions of Motu, Body Buck, so that would be cool. If you're in on it, be there or do without, I guess. Alright, so we've got some Star Wars information here about the show Ahsoka, and the Nielsen reports 487 million viewing minutes for Ahsoka, which there's a lot of conversion stuff to that, but it has a little bit more views than Andor at this point, but Obi-Wan has 958 million views. I think they're trying to calculate a number of people that they believe are watching this show, and so that's still all. 14 million watching Ahsoka, 21 million watched Obi-Wan, but only 12 million or so watched Andor. Meaning that I think that Star Wars is set up to where it has low expectations for viewers, and whether it's good or not, it's just going to kind of feel middle of the road. I don't hate it, I don't love it, but I do want to point one thing out about it is that many collectors got into collecting because of the Rebels show, and that this feels like an offshoot live action version of Rebels in a way, or continuation of Rebels. So that's the major appeal to it, and with that we can see just how big the Rebels market really is. And with the lackluster showing at the New York Toy Fair, I gotta want to say that they've already pretty much put out what their plan is and what's coming. So all this stuff, the retro and everything, is up for pre-order at places that you want to order from, like Entertainment Earth, BBTS, all those places. They've been putting up their pre-orders this past week, and some of the stuff is pretty cool. Some of the stuff is, in my opinion, a little bit lame. But with that, I really do expect to see some of the stuff going on clearance, but some of the choice figures selling out. Like the choppers, maybe that Luke's going to be hard to get. So it's going to be like a pick and choose kind of line for a lot of people, and some stuff will be Ollie's exclusives too, because they'll be coming to Ollie's. But anyhow, Star Wars is in a really funky place right now, and hopefully it gets better. So let me know what you think about this week's weekly news in review. What all else is going on out there that I did not talk about? I think that I skipped over some stuff just trying to cover this toy fair, because there is just so much going on with it, and it's quite impressive with some companies and very disappointing with others. But anyway, like and subscribe. Teddy Hanger out.